Democracy is the foundation of the American experience, but with satisfaction at record lows and deep divisions across the country, many are asking, is democracy truly working for everyone?
Today, we're joined by Dr. Mayase and Brad to discuss the ambitious Democracy for All project. Thank you both for joining us.
Hey.
We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So what inspired Democracy for All? Tell us how it is different from other studies.
You know, Jason, as you point out, satisfaction with democracy has been declining, and it's at critically a low point right now. And people disagree about why that is and what it means. And we really think there's no better time to be asking the questions that we're asking here, which are really, what is it about people's everyday lives and their everyday experiences that affects and shapes how they feel about moving through our shared democracy?
Yeah, that is so important. Let's talk a little bit about that research. How does that research address those maybe emotional or cultural factors in democratic engagement right now?
Yeah, that's a great question. Democracy has been evolving and growing on the planet for centuries, and what we're really asking here, and what you're asking, is how is it that people feel about democracy? And you know, traditionally, that kind of question has been answered with measures like, you know, how do you feel about the Supreme Court, or how do you feel about the institution of Congress? And what we really think is that it's time to ask a different set of questions that get at people's understanding of how well they're feeling included in democracy and how well it's working for them. Questions like, you know, is my voice counted and does it matter? Am I being treated fairly? Are my basic needs being met? If I have a problem, will the community step forward and help me? You know, we really want to get at those kinds of questions, and we think that an understanding of that is gonna help us understand how it is that people feel about all of their different definitions of democracy.
Yeah, intriguing.
Yeah. Are there things that individuals can do to strengthen democracy and make it a little more inclusive?
Yeah, I think that's exactly the kind of question that our study is going to be getting at, and Dr. Mayase can speak more to that about the kinds of things that we want to understand as we and kinds of questions that we'll be asking about how it is that people feel they can affect and improve our democracy, because really that's the name of the game.
Yeah, well, I feel like we just kind of tossed it over to you, Doctor. Can you share a little bit more on this research?
Absolutely. Look, I think we can all agree that we've been hearing just a lot of conversations, a lot of talk about our democracy for quite a few years now. We're certainly not the first to think that it's a good idea to do some more research on this topic, but we're really trying to go about this in a different way. And this work is different in some very critical ways. First of all, as Mr. Rourke said, the focus of the survey is quite different from what's out there. This is a survey about how Americans feel about their democracy. Do they feel like they're being included, that their voice counts? Do they feel like the system is working for them? Is it representing their needs and their voices? This is also our opportunity as researchers to take some extra steps to make sure that all Americans are being included in this research, that every voice counts and is being heard as part of our work. I think there's a really big question right now for a lot of us about whose voices are really showing up in the conversations about democracy. So we think it's our job to really make sure that we go out and listen to every American from all walks of life as part of this research. And it's not just about doing a survey. This is about creating a platform for tracking the evolution of democracy for years to come. We'll be doing annual measurements to track what's really going on in this country, see where we're making meaningful improvements, or on the other hand, where emerging challenges need to be addressed to strengthen our democracy.
Yeah. So you kind of talked about it a little bit, but what impact do you kind of hope that this project has on the national conversation about democracy?
Well, there's obviously a lot of work that needs to be done in this country. And in order to make sure that work counts, we have to get a better sense of why Americans are feeling dissatisfied or disconnected with democracy right now. And we need to dig deeper. That's what we're missing right now is Americans' everyday experiences, their hopes and dreams, their values, their fears and frustrations. people don't realize how much all of that impacts the way that people think and feel about democracy every day. And we have to get a handle on that if we're really going to turn things around in this country. We need to understand who's feeling left out. There are Americans out there who feel that they're not valued or respected, they're not taken seriously. They're becoming disengaged with a system that they don't think that they're a part of. We need to figure out who those people are, why they're feeling that way, and find ways to bring them back into the process and make them feel included and heard.
Sure.
We need to find where there are shared experiences among all Americans that we can leverage to really change the course of democracy in this country.
Yeah. How can we participate? How can we get involved with this?
You can find out more about the project at gallup.com/democracy, and we'll be releasing the first report of many, we hope, in the fall, and that'll kick off what we also hope will be a very important conversation about our democracy among everyday Americans.
Yeah. Thank you both for
Yes,
taking the
thank
time
you
to
so
join us.
much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Important conversations about democracy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.